welcome. We're a little early today, and I want to start off by saying thank you to Focus Home Interactive for the sponsorship. Last week came in the clutch, give us an opportunity to play Hard Space Shipbreaker. This week, they sponsored us to take a look at the new update for Curse of the Dead Gods, a game we actually have looked at twice in the past. It is a roguelike that is too difficult for me, which means it's probably roughly at chance level. But for me, I keep getting bodied. I appreciate having a third opportunity to possibly redeem myself and prove that I know what I'm doing in this game. You can type !curse into the chat. Not the emote curse lit. Man, it would be a shame if everybody wrote curse lit in the chat right now. But !curse will give you the ability to check out this game on Steam. It's well liked, perhaps even well loved. It's got mechanics that'll blow and boggle your mind. Like, for example, every time you finish a floor, you can take an item and have your curse build. When your curse gets too high, it gives you a negative effect. And it is not merely, hey, wouldn't it be funny if your vision got blurry? Let me tell you that. They did just have an update come out today. It is the Serpent's Catacombs. You might as well put me in slot 1. It's not like I've made a staggering amount of progress. All right, let me remind myself of what we're doing here. So you press the X button. You do some attacks. You can do a beautiful attack like that. You press the Y button. You shoot your gun. You got a limited amount of ammunition. You press the A button. You bring out your torch. You can parry. And you can roll. I am prepared to enter the Lost Temple. Let me know, is that a little too loud? I feel like it might be a little bit too loud. Not at all? This incredibly loud movement of this wheel is not loud? Alright, if you say so. Put me on some short exploration in the bewitched catacombs. Alright. So we got gold, we got question mark, we got gold. As far as pathing goes, let's go this way. We can get a weapon relatively early. So is it like an Aztec? An Aztec? Is it like an Aztec Diablo or a Mayan Diablo? Like, kind of. It's more like a grimy Hades, I think is a good way to describe it. It's a grimed up Hades. Now, there's all sorts of traps you gotta watch out for, so just be careful. I really do have to stress. I was truly terrible at this last time we played, and I feel bad about it. We're gonna try to be a little bit better this time, but we'll probably not succeed because of the fact that this is brand new content. And, I should stop getting hit by those for sure. Okay, okay. Be cool. Good moves. What the heck does a purple health bar mean? You release curse when you die? Oh my god. Okay. Bad start. It's alright. We only lost 20% of our health on the first room. There we go. There we go. Alright, rush this fool down. Good stuff, good stuff. Now move. Move and rush. We need some loot. We need some loot, brother. I will say, oh no, 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 no. I will say this is also on the easiest difficulty level for the new content, which means that my badness was not overstated. Let's put it that way. Let's light some of these braziers. See what we're getting up to here. Is it meant to be very hard? I'm gonna tell myself yes to make myself feel better. But I don't know for certain if that's the truth. It is a nice looking game. It makes this decrepit poison dungeon almost look downright pleasant to be in. Are you guys just gonna burn to death? I would really like it if you just burned to death here. Thank you, thank you. One of the most common tips I got last time was use your torch more often. Hoop, hoop. You use your torch to do good things, and also to live. You're okay, just stand still. Just wait it out. Just wait it out. Little Borderlandsy in the art style? Yeah, I suppose so. I'm 5,000 years old, so for me, whenever someone says cel-shaded, I don't think of Borderlands, I think of the 2003 racing game Auto Modelista for the PlayStation 2, or alternatively, the David Duchovny-led game 13. Jaguar Claw, plus 15% damage to fire attacks. Okay, okay. By the way, this is combo driven, so I am failing at not getting hit, and then also on top of that, failing at keeping my combo going so I can get more gold. But we're gonna work on that as time goes on. We're gonna work on that as time goes on. Thank you for the Gould. All right, we've lived through a floor. We want the weapon. Give me the weapon. There was an item behind you. Oh my god! Let me back. You know what? Items are, in many ways, overrated. I think it's in the same way that Russian hockey players used to skate with parachutes behind them in order to slow them down and thus counterintuitively make them faster. That hurt. I didn't have the energy left to dodge. That's what we're doing. Items are resin. I mean, when they're acceptable and required, so be it. But most of the time, we're gonna try to shy away from them. Until this next opportunity, where of course we'll be taking as many as we can get our hands on. How much of the game is incremental upgrades as you play, and how much is your own skill? From what we played... Oh my god. From what we've played in the past, the upgrades definitely matter a lot. It might be my own skill that's holding me back at the present moment. But it's the, it's also the predominant engine by which you can get stronger. NL, did you watch the Keanu Reeves film Replicas? I did. I watched it last night, believe it or not. After Unity and after baseball, I got some dinner, and then I had get 50% of damage taken in gold. That seems pretty good. I do take a lot of damage. I found myself with more time than I usually have. And I said, what am I gonna do? And I said to myself, you know what? Let's watch this Replicas movie that I hear is truly awful. And it really is. It's bad. It's not even close to being a good movie. That much I will guarantee you. I would recommend watching it, though. I think it does border on being so bad it's good. He's done it. He's done it. Plus 3% base damage per point of perception. Well, we can live with that. We can live with that. Hope, 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 hope. Yeah, there are, unlike a lot of roguelites, by the way, there are stats in the background here, or in the foreground, really, so you can see I have no damage in perception, or no points in perception, so I won't be getting any bonus damage. However, that could change. That could change. Now, I don't know to what extent we should try to build our run around scaling for an item like this, but you know, there's a chance. Oh my god. Am I good? Did I get good? Probably not. I don't shield at all. Blazing Blade. Fire charged attacks and fire combo finishers. This is good because we have the Jaguar Mask, or Jaguar Claw, that gives us more damage to fire-based attacks. I think we're starting to get there. I mean, we have been playing Dark Souls 2, so... maybe we don't want a weapon anymore. Maybe we could use some stats. Please talk for the rest of the stream in that voice. In what voice? I don't know if I could. Can you imagine if Sean Connery was alive? I mean, he is alive, but like, if he was the right age to play Littlefinger? In an alternate universe? Whoa! Let's go! They're helping me! In an alternate universe, he could have been the best Littlefinger. Apparently, the only criteria you need to play Littlefinger in my head is like a vaguely Scottish, or in this case, openly Scottish accent. Gold offerings. Remove 5 corruption. Alright. Good stuff. Good rolling. Good rolling. I'm starting to settle in here. I feel like I'm doing a little bit better. Maybe I'll even try to parry you. You know what? I'm feeling saucy. Fat and sassy. Maybe I'll even try to parry you. Probably not right now because we have no energy. There we go. That'll... maybe next time. Maybe next time. Do light and darkness have any impact on the game? They do. They have an impact, obviously, mechanically, like on your vision range, but they have an impact on the enemy vision range as well. And then on top of that, you can get items that play with that design space. Like, I think you can get items that do more damage in the dark, or like, enemies do more damage in the dark, you hallucinate in the darkness, etc., etc. So gold offerings remove corruption for us. This is like... so every time you finish a level that has one of these totems at the end, you have the opportunity to pick usually one of 3 upgrades, maybe always one of 3 upgrades. Now, you can offer your gold, of which we have a ton, or you can offer your blood, which is that meter in the bottom right. If it ever gets to 100 on that purple meter, you get a curse, and the curse is like a permanent debilitating effect. So I think here, let's spend a lot of money to get more health and a little bit more damage. I don't feel like we need to spend the blood. Not yet. I also believe I have never made it past this first boss, or any of the first bosses in the game. So I'm hopeful that this might be the this might be the exception to the rule. But yeah, I would recommend, if you're a connoisseur of movies that are so bad they're good, I would recommend giving a shot to the Keanu Reeves film Replica. Or replicas, I should say. The other cool thing about it is you can really tell that Thomas Middleditch knew he was in a movie that was not going to be very good, but he's having a lot of fun with it, and that in and of itself is great. Go ahead. I'm gonna parry you. My God, I didn't expect it to work. I didn't know how to respond to that. Thomas who? You don't know Tommy Middle D? Heal 5% of gold offerings. Dude, this is pretty good. Tommy Middle D is the lead in the ensemble cast of Silicon Valley. And also, I think he does Sprint commercials now, as well. I have not seen the John Travolta film, The Forger. That hurt. That hurt. It hurt twice. It hurt 3 times. But I have been, oh, you're a big guy. I thought you were the spawner. I'm a fool. I have been watching more Travolta films over the past year or so, predominantly because of the fact that Gotti was so bad that it spoke to me on a spiritual level. Provides passive illumination. You know what? To not have to deal with the torch in my time of strife, I can live with it. It's a long animation on this attack, though. Middleditch also talked about how great his open relationship was 8 months before he and his wife divorced. Look, I don't know about all that, right? I don't know, man. It's, I got no opinion on that. Sometimes I like when he pretends to be other people on my little LCD screen, okay? It's not... Some of that stuff is my business. Some of that stuff I feel like is not my business. Let's put that one in the not my business category. Is it bad that I've never seen a John Travolta movie except Pulp Fiction? It's highly not bad. There are others you should see, but only seeing what's probably his best movie is not necessary. I mean, there's nothing bad about it, I think. Okay, we're settling into a rhythm. Good. Great. And stop walking through the poison. Just stop walking through the poison. How about that? Wouldn't that be something? What about Grease? Grease, it's a great movie. By the way, I would feel remiss if I didn't mention one of the great things about Curse of the Dead Gods is banterability. Some games don't give you the ability to banter through. Even for... Whoa! What the heck was that? Even for me, you know, who's got a plus 30 in that stat in general... Curse of the Dead God says, nah, screw that. Go ahead. Have some banter. Just make sure to press RT when the enemies glow. Which I've not been doing a great job of so far. Don't get me wrong. Grease is a good movie. It's not my favorite Travolta movie. My favorite Travolta movie is definitely Pulp Fiction, which I think is not controversial at all. Grease is gotta be in the running. Can you move out of the poison? I'd just like you to move out of the poison. Maybe torches dissipate poison? This is not great. Let's go. Okay, that's one way to do it. Face Off is also very good. I really do think Face Off is a classic movie. Now, I hate to bring this up during the sponsor segment. I've had a lot of people ask me about baseball. The baseball... Whoa! Geez, okay, this is not good. The baseball playoffs, round 1 was streamed yesterday. It will be coming to YouTube, but it'll be coming to YouTube starting tomorrow. You can also watch the VOD on Twitch right now if that appeals to you. They've already been spliced. So you can even just step in there and enjoy. And enjoy in a tradition of sorts. Go ahead. Go ahead, I want to parry. I want to parry you. I just want to parry you. You're scared of me. I would be too. I would be too. We need to offer gold so we can heal. So this is a big one. Hello, Ruka. I have seen less than 50 movies in my life, but Hot Fuzz is my favorite. I'm always surprised when people say they've seen so few movies. But it's like, you know, I think it's an upbringing thing. Like for me, it was every weekend my parents and I would watch like 2 or 3 movies. So I passed 50 pretty quick. So we got our first curse. There are some things that must be lived to be understood. Other curses are unknown as long as this one is not lifted. We really did get Curse of the Unknown, huh? What a world. And you should give me HP at the cost of some curse. But you know what? I want a full heal. I'll deal with the curses to get back to full HP. I'll deal with it. I've probably seen less than 50 movies all the way through. Really? I mean, I'll admit my movie viewing is, in 2020, has slowed down a lot for what I must assume are reasons that don't really need to be stated. But like in I would say from like 2015 to 2019, I probably saw like 10 movies a year at the theater. I like going to the theater. Okay, this is good. When we're in the one-hit KO range on these... What are you doing? What's that, aura? No, no. You know what? Oh, you're a two-hitter. Okay, fair enough. Enjoy being dead, Mr. Multi-Hit. There you go. Good greed kills. Okay, it was not worth it to walk into the trap. That's alright. We still got some greed? We don't have some greed. That's okay. Don't even try it, mister. 25% chance to automatically trigger a parry. I kind of want to keep our perception going here, honestly. I've seen a few movies over 50 times each. That's stunning to me. I know I don't have perception, but when I get a stat upgrade that gives me perception, this thing's gonna pop. I bet I have seen no movie more than 20 times. And even then, I'm not sure if I've ever seen a movie 20 times. No. Good break, good break. And the sad thing is, I'm pretty sure if I've seen a movie 20 times, it's Austin Powers 2. I had one, and I've mentioned this many times in the past, so I apologize. I don't even think Austin Powers 2 is very good, but I had one summer vacation where it was just on TV constantly, and I was like, hey, this is pretty good, and I'm 12. I got nothing else to do. So I watched a lot of Austin Powers 2. I just would love some perception, please. We're gonna pay gold for damage, I think. I saw Scott Pilgrim 12 times in theaters? Come on. Now, I'll tell you, and this is sincere, when I saw Scott Pilgrim, it was not in theaters, but it was on video on demand, I loved it. I would have given it an easy 10 out of 10 after I watched it. But 12 times? That's a lot. I will say, why, self? Why would you do that? I will say, I know that there was that one guy whose whole thing was like watching Endgame. I really thought I could get that parry out there. His whole thing was watching Endgame every single day for like 8 months or something. And I was like, look, maybe it was Infinity War. I really think that that's a great movie experience. But you cannot tell me that there wasn't something going on in your life. Like, I don't want to speculate, but you were trying to run from something, in my opinion. That's just my hunch. I have a feeling there was something in your life that you didn't want to deal with, and the way you avoided it was like, well, I can't handle that tonight. I gotta keep my endgame streak alive. Can't he be normal and just drink? Yikes, but also he do be speaking the truth, though. But also Monka S. Now, that some of these are just insane to me. Look at that parry spam. It's like playing Sekiro. I saw G.I. Joe 3 times in theaters. I saw G.I. Joe once in theaters, and I'm embarrassed to even admit it. I didn't want to go see... Oh my god. I was 20 or 21, and I was, to be quite frank with you, too smart to pay money to go see G.I. Joe at the theaters. However, a group of friends of mine were like, hey, we're gonna go to the movies to watch G.I. Joe. And I was like, you know, it's probably better for me to just be a dude on this one than to be like, I refuse to pay money to see that. That's how you get people to end up, like, not inviting you to stuff anymore. So I went. And I went, you know, as I was watching it, I was like, I don't know what I expected. It's pretty not good. I've seen you. I'm gonna get to this question. Let's do it now. What are your thoughts on going to the cinema on your own? I'm highly for it. I mean, I haven't done it in like a decade. I don't think we can get in there without some kind of explosive. I haven't done it in like a decade, but I like it. In fact, 2 of the things that society has a stigma against doing alone, I am a big fan of. I love eating alone in a restaurant, and I like going to the movies alone. Is our weapon a mace? It is. Alright, let's not get curse. And let's get plus 20% base damage for maces. We got cursed anyway because we went through the door. And we don't know what it is! It's Isaac! Okay, it's new boss. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. We're hitting them pretty good. Okay, okay. That presents a semi-permanent problem. I thought maybe we could get away with that one. Watch out for the cursed landmines. Okay, that was a truly horrible turn of events. I appreciate the pseudo, come on, the pseudo tutorial here, so I have the opportunity to feel like I'm a lot better than I am, even though I'm still mega late on every single one of these parries. It does sound a little bit like the 1812 Overture. You're not wrong. Rap, rap. Okay, now that's good work. You know what? I didn't even consider the fact that you're completely right, and this is the Shichiman Warrior. Nope. Yo! Oh, he almost did it. We almost did it in there. I don't like when you do purple damage. Stop it. Go ahead. Tried to parry. Tried to parry and failed. Yeah. Don't stand in the middle of a Gatling gun barrage. There you go. You can stand in the middle of that one as long as you got some parry confidence. Alright. Well, we defeated the boss. However, we probably are going to face extreme danger as a result of the fact that we... Oh no, all of our curse got purged. Is that the end of the tutorial for the Serpent's Lair? It is. It is. Thank God. Now we got a chance to start over fresh now that I've mastered the game. Oh yeah! By the way, now that we're about half an hour in here, you can type !curse. Be notified of where you can go. Pick up Curse of the Dead Gods. It just had a major update. In fact, its first major update come out. We did play this back in... we played this in February, and then it came out in March, and we streamed it. And now we're here for the first major update. It's like watching a child grow up. Challenge the 2 champions of the serpents. Your resistance is increased. It's on sale as well. I bought it using Bear's link. You know, if you're not gonna buy it using my link, you could do a lot worse than buying it using Bear's link. For a long time, he was my go-to epic content creator code of choice. And then I got my own creator code. But prior to that, he was my dude there. Whoop. Not today. Alright. Can you use your own code on the store? You cannot. I've tried. Because why wouldn't you? Right? You'd have to be stupid not to at least try. But it does not work. Forgot we had the gun instead of the dagger. Come on, dude, just parry! It's not me, it's the controller. Just kidding. Do you get anything when people put in your code when they get free games on the Epic Store? I get very excited because I log into the Epic dashboard and it goes like 400 people picked up something using your code, and I go, what the heck? And then it's like, you know, affiliate earning $0, and I'm like, you know what? I'm still happy they put my name in. It shows they were thinking of you. And it's not like I did anything to warrant the income to begin with. So I can't really be too upset. Okay, yeah, we use gun for those guys. For these guys, we just whittle them. They're gonna get a little resistance. We use the gun. Try to work on your aiming, aim beast. Sippy cup. There you go. Little chain reaction never hurt anybody except them. And now we get in there. Black hole gun. Won't you come? Did you guys see yesterday the Going Hungry parody that's actually an Olive Garden commercial? I don't mind stealing bread when it is unlimited. I feel free from all the stress 'cause my cup's already been refilled. So pull up a table, the pasta's cooking. I forget the rest of it. I forget the rest of it, but it's a beautiful thing. And he's a good singer too, which is great. Okay, we got the blazing blade again. I'm not missing a chest this time, right? I feel like I've looked at everything. There's no chest that I am missing. Let's go. Okay, so we did not get a weapon. Let's get no weapon, but a lot of gold. Olive Garden sucks. Look! Stream's not sponsored by Olive Garden. We support the first restaurant amendment here. The right to say chain restaurants are not as good as other people seem to believe they are. Scorching takes. I've never been to an Olive Garden. But I will say, for the most part, for someone who has also dined finely, I think I have an incredible tolerance and also even enjoyment of kind of crappy chain restaurants. Like, I really like KFC. I really like Red Lobster. I like a lot of the bad ones. And a restaurant giving unlimited breadsticks would definitely move the needle for me. Okay, I didn't expect you would get me there, but fair enough. Can I get you? I can get you. I feel like a lot of the hate for Red Lobster comes from people who don't understand Red Lobster, in my opinion. Come on. Like, for me... Go, and go. There's a difference, but, like, is Red Lobster great seafood? Not really. But, although expensive by chain restaurant standards, it is cheap-ish by seafood standards, and there's a difference between, like, oh, I would love to have a delicate, you know, salted cod, a halibut fresh from the ocean. You know, there's a difference between that and, like, I want to pay $22 Canadian and eat unlimited deep-fried coconut shrimp. Yo, the scorpion spear. Can I tell you, I was watching Bear Taffy play a little bit, and he seemed to be having a good time with this. Alright, that seems pretty good. We've taken so much damage, though. I'm a little embarrassed. It's a curse door. You missed the item! Red Lobster's good, but have you ever played Curse of the Dead Gods, available now on Steam? I have. Thank you for asking. Oh, you were giving me a little space to make a pitch. Thank you, thank you. Much appreciated. Note to self, pay more attention to the item pedestals. So when people think I lived in the city of Kingston, which is not true. I lived in a town outside of the city of Kingston that had like 1,000 people. But when we had like a reason for a pseudo-fancy dinner, we would go into the city, and Red Lobster was usually the place of choice. No, not it was smaller than even Gananoque. It's true. So I got fond memories there. I used to get, and no 12-year-old should be eating this much food, in my opinion. But it's like, it's your 6th grade graduation, so we're not gonna say no. But I used to get the ultimate fisherman's feast, or excuse me, the broiled fisherman's feast, because there's 2 options there. It was like a skillet full of shrimp, garlic shrimp scampi. A lobster tail, like a cod fillet or fillet, depending on your perspective, and then a bunch of like little mini scallops, and then 3 or 4 deep-fried butterflied coconut shrimp. Stick me with the Sidewinder sword. I think I have a tendency to merely mash the button. This seems sensible. The Stonebreaker. No, I like this Scorpion Spear for now. Are you... We wouldn't mind a new weapon. A secondary weapon to defeat Metal Gear. Have you ever been to Cracker Barrel? I have been to Cracker Barrel. I can't remember. I feel like I didn't eat anything the time I went to Cracker Barrel because I was trying to care about my health, and it was on a bus trip back from New York City where I ate a lot of food that was really bad for me. So instead of eating, I just went, I'm not hungry, which was not true. But I will say, anytime, obviously not this year. Come on, man, come on! Anytime my mom takes my grandma, her mother-in-law, to America, she always wants to go to Cracker Barrel. My grandma, that is. You know what? On this one, I'm just gonna hit this button. I don't know what it does. Oh no, we restarted the run, dude. I think I accidentally did the short run, didn't I? Maybe not, maybe not. Yeah. The elderly love Cracker Barrel? I've heard. I wonder why. Not gonna restart. Not gonna restart just because of one errant hit. I refuse. What food is at Cracker Barrel? It sounds like cheese. Thank you for bringing that up. Because, is Cracker Barrel an American cheese company that I just know of because they've, you know, made it in Canada as well? Come on. Dude, we got super greed potential here. Like, in Canada, and I think it is an American company now that I think about it. In Canada, Cracker Barrel is cheese. But in America, maybe it's the restaurant first and the cheese second. Why parry him? Why parry him? You could just dodge. You know yourself. You know yourself. You know the dodge is your... That's where you want to be. You want to be in dodge territory. There you go. And if there's two independent things called Cracker Barrel, then the question I have to ask is, what the heck is a Cracker Barrel that there's two different things that it means, you know? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills here. I think I want the Jaguar bow. Like, when they made, like, a hardtack in the American Civil War, did they just, like, put a bunch of flour into a barrel and then let it bake in the sun? And they were like, that's our Cracker Barrel? Was it, like, a thing? I don't understand. The whole fast casual chain restaurant thing is weird to me as a European. I think it depends, because, like, when I was in England, I definitely got, and I understand the order that these things came to be in might not be what I'm about to say, but I got a very, like, North American vibe, in the sense that I was like, okay, there's a, you know, Yo Sushi, there's a Weatherspoons, or Weatherspoons, there's 900 pubs, all owned by the same company. There's a Pret a Manger, there's a Wagamama, you know? There's a Greg's. You get the idea. Okay, let's use our actual weapon. But I don't know if, like, maybe the restaurant and cafe culture is different in the rest of Europe, though. In the mainland. Don't spit poison on me. I love it. I love it. You know what's fast and casual and available on Steam right now? Curse of the Dead Gods. That's not true. It is available on Steam. It is not casual, as you can see. It does have a certain pace to it. Would I say it's fast? I don't know. I feel like that might be a little misleading. Help. I wanted the rest of the gold. I just needed to get away from the hazard. I don't know. I honestly, I would love to hear a good reason, some kind of study or demographic look at why North America has such a passion for chain restaurants, or at least, you know, maybe like the generation just older than me and older has a passion for chain restaurants. Without being rude, I honestly think that a lot of adults are still picky eaters. And it's not so much that they're picky like, oh, I won't eat this, I won't eat that, but rather when they find something they like, they consider it a huge risk, disproportionate to what it actually is, to try either a new restaurant or even a new dish at the same restaurant. +3 Constitution. Ooh, good. Well, that's pretty much erased. I don't know if this is a North American thing either, but I also feel like there's a large culture in my life of trying to like beat the restaurant. Like there's always it's like I feel like every North American father goes out to a restaurant like he's going off to war and believes that the restaurant is trying to grift them at all times. They're like, well, I'm not going to buy anything as an appetizer because the appetizers cost almost as much as the entrees but are half as much food. And then, like, are you kidding me? You think I'm going to pay beef prices for chicken? You must be insane. I am going to have the soup of the day in a cup, not in a bowl. I'm not paying bowl prices. Are you insane? And then a toast sandwich because I see that bread is $1.50 a slice on your menu. We got both items, right? My parents have... My mom has never been like this. But my dad has gotten... We want perception. Give me that Irish Spring. My mom has always been a little bit more like, let's go out to a nice place. And my dad, sometimes I can understand why she would lose that after a while. Because for a time, anytime we went to like a fancy restaurant, my dad would like order something. And then when it came out, you know, when the waiter left, he would be like, looks like they forgot the other half of my order in the kitchen. And I'm like, ha 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 ha. He's gotten a lot better at it as he's gotten older, for sure. And also, like, you know, I don't understand, like, when we go to a fancy restaurant, I'm hungry. No, he's not abusive to the waiters, don't get me wrong. He just makes, you know, sarcastic comments about it, which is probably where I got a lot of it from as well. But, you know, it'd be like, I don't understand, like, when we go to a restaurant, we pay a lot for a nice meal, and I'm hungry, like, 2 hours later. And I'm like, yeah, no, like, I hear you. If you pay, you know, $30 for a meal, you don't want to have to get another meal. But I'm also like, it's because you eat twice a day. And you're, you know, the meals that you eat are like 1,000 calories each because you're only eating 2 of them. So when you go to a restaurant that's maybe a little fancier and they don't compete based on portion size, it seems like they're trying to rip you off. But I will say, I don't believe I've ever seen my dad complain to the staff at a restaurant. To the best of my knowledge. Oh, I'll pay for this. I'll pay for this. Instead, we would just eat there and then go to McDonald's on the way home. And now we got perception points, which means our bow is going to be better. Divine Pact. A belt salak favors those who shed their dependency on the frivolous. One of your relic slots is locked and may no longer be equipped, but you gain 3 divine favors. I got 3 wishes from some kind of super genie. That sounds fantastic. Oh, we're using it. That's probably good. That's probably good. So that, but I will say, it exists within myself as well. Especially if I'm in the US and they're like, do you want to go to like a locally owned restaurant with good reviews? I'm like, don't get me wrong, that sounds fantastic. Maybe we can fit it in, but I would love to try Shake Shack. I'm so curious whenever I'm in the mecca of fast food. I'm always like, I gotta try it. I gotta know what all the fuss is about. And at Champions of Fire 2, I had Shake Shack, and it was fantastic. I thought it was one of the best fast food experiences I've ever had. But I know it's a complex issue. Has the GeoGuessr episode gone up yet where Sinvicta tells me he likes the In-N-Out fries? That threw me for a loop. I feel like I've never heard anybody say they actually enjoy In-N-Out's fries. I expected that he would be like, yeah, I know, the burgers are good, but the fries are bad. But he was like, really? You don't like the fries? I feel like they're the best fast food fries I've ever had. And I was like, what the? They really do exist. Come on. Just shoot them. There you go. If the episode hasn't gone up yet, I'll spoil it for you. Real life dodge. I basically take the position that In-N-Out's fries are bad, but I also take the position that I think it's because they're actually like the realest French fries. Well, realer than most fast food French fries. They're just potatoes and salt, and they chop the potatoes right in front of you. Whereas, like, I have no idea what's going on at McDonald's. Or, like, why does KFC have such good fries? I don't understand it. But I don't know what's going on back there, but they're doing great. Keep it up. How could I not take Abnegation, Abeltsalok's Blade? Finishers and charged attacks interrupt regular enemies' attacks. But you do double damage and take double damage. Sure, I don't see how that could go wrong. I'll use a favor on it, so we don't take a curse. The favor's a reroll. Rap. We don't need that. We don't need something that gives us something after a perfect dodge. We don't do the perfect dodges very often. How about this? Deals critical damage to enemies that are under 30% health. Removes corruption for each enemy killed. All right, we'll take a curse for that. Let's give it a try. That seems interesting. Hey, one more stats. One more stats. Are you copying Indie Mouse? Excuse me? Okay, so other curses are unknown. Excuse me. I'll have you know. You know how Indie Mouse got his start? He is just a wee Australian whippersnapper in my chat. Getting influenced by the humor of the Northernlion Live Super Show. As far as I'm concerned, all of his hard work is completely invalidated based on the fact that he's younger than me, and thus he owes me everything in his life, but only the good stuff. The bad stuff is his responsibility. Someone's knocking on my door. If you'll give me a moment, that's pretty rare. Just give me a second here. If you'll give me just a moment here. There was nobody there. I'm going to assume it's one of those situations where somebody told someone the wrong number. And they knocked, and then they looked at the door and went like, oh snap, this is going to be embarrassing. And then they just ran away. Psych! That's the wrong number. Whoop. Happens all the time. I almost went full boomer though. Cause like, okay, you ready for me to have a real Karen sort of moment here? You know, we moved into a new place in October. Part of the reason we got this place is because it's got air conditioning. Air conditioning has not worked. It's not working, which is pretty messed up, right? So we've been talking to the maintenance people and being like, hey, you know, what's up with this? And, you know, because of COVID and it's the summertime, it's been really hard to get people, you know, in. I thought maybe they were like, hey, we just swung by because we thought, you know, we had time here. And I was going to be like, listen up, you don't reply to my emails. You don't call me back on the telephone. You don't call my wife back on the telephone. And then you just show up. I don't. Hey, stop hitting me. I'm booming over here. Try to preserve some of that stamp, brother. I don't know what that is. I don't think I want to know. Anyway, so that's what I thought was going on. And I was getting ready to give them a piece of my mind. Not to their face, but rather to you guys when they left, not when they were here. But I would be like, can you believe the way they treat me here? The heck was that? I will offer gold. We really want the perception. Makes our bow better. Did you see the Gen Z TikToks taking... I don't know if that's okay for me to say, just because I'm not familiar with that word in English. Taking the piss out of millennials? I did indeed. And honestly, I think millennials, we deserve it. We can't constantly keep pretending that we're 19 years old anymore and being like, not that even a plurality of millennials are like this, but we gotta accept that part of getting older is that the younger generation is gonna make fun of you. And we, millennials, have a lot to be made fun of for. We've also been through a lot, world news-wise, and also like recession, particularly wise. But at the same time, if like a 13-year-old kid makes fun of you because like they say all millennials know how to do is drink wine and complain about adulting, and your response to that is to be like, hey kid, you don't understand, it'll happen to you too. We had to go through 3 recessions before, and then the proper, like, it's a little kid making fun of you. Just let them have their joke. You think every joke that you make about boomers' expense applies to every boomer? Absolutely. Some of them don't even make sense. Some of you can just call someone a boomer and everyone will laugh because we all recognize it. And then if someone replied to your boomer joke and then went, you know, well, you don't understand what blah, 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 you would just reply, okay, boomer. And everyone would be like, ha, 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 ha. Got him. We have no decks, so this doesn't interest me. But I don't want to take anything that doesn't scale with perception because our bow is pretty good. And then I don't want to take a new main weapon because our existing main weapon is already... We paid through the nose for it, so I guess we'll take the Rainmaker. I was born in 1999 and got called a boomer by a 10-year-old. Oh, I mean, okay, so I wasn't born in 1999, but I am also called a boomer constantly. And I'm a middle millennial, which means I'm not even an elder millennial, which is not even Gen X, which is not even like the me generation, which is not even the boomers to begin with. So I hear you. Well, we're gonna smoke you this time. Help me. What is the me generation? The me generation is Kirsten Dunst in Fargo Season 2. Is this why people call me a boomer? Doesn't make sense. Freaking millennials love the Fargo show. Just shut up. I think we can, as millennials, I mean, honestly, again, this is not fair for everybody. And I've been, oh my lord, I've been a part of this. I think it's kind of time for us to grow up, to some extent. I think it's time for us to stop enabling our own, like, ooh, I don't feel great today, adulting is hard, I'm too anxious to make a phone call sort of behavior. Because we gotta make room for the younger generation to be weaker than us. It's the natural order of generational warfare. I got some work to do too. You know, sometimes, like, I'm like, I gotta pay my credit card bill. I procrastinate on it because I'm like, I don't want to see how much money I spent this month. Get over it. Oh, God. Ay, ay, ay. Auto pay that stuff? Maybe I am a boomer. Because I'm like, what do you mean auto pay? Like pay with my card? We're getting it. We're getting it. I get dusted. Okay, we can purge a curse. Let's purge the curse that makes it so we don't know our curses. Extra damage to poison attacks. I'm gonna take it because we get some perception. Oh, okay. We care. We don't care. We care. We care. We care a little bit. I think this one's the one that's gonna be replaced. There you go. We need a haven for sure. We're gonna get another curse anyway, just accept it. By the way, you can accept that this is a great game by typing !curse. Going to check it out on Steam. This is the Curse of the Serpent update, the Lair of the Serpent. It's got some combination of the temple, lair, abode, and then the serpent at the end. You're witnessing it right now. Some enemies lie dormant, hidden within hosts, waiting for the moment to strike. Regular enemies can spawn additional creatures when killed. Thank you for the, thank you for the free greed. I appreciate it a lot. Let's take one more. I'm not afraid. We get -1 corruption for every enemy killed anyway. I don't know if I feel bad I really shouldn't, because they keep coming back to the well. But every time I've streamed Curse of the Dead Gods, I have a great time playing the game, but we exclusively talk about other stuff. But that's very, very on brand for me. So if you are the sponsor and you're watching this, it is not an indictment of the game in the least. This is just, it's just the way I roll my content, honestly. Okay, get him, and then give me that corral. Oh, baby, the chain reaction. It was electric. So frantically hectic. They don't build greed! The bats don't build greed! Oh, they're not the enemies that spawned from inside of the other enemies anyway. As a Zoomer, our generation is gonna have to deal with way too much stuff, and I hate it. Dude, honestly, I couldn't... What the heck are you? I couldn't agree more. I mean, like, so are millennials. Don't get me wrong. What are you doing? I feel like Gen Z, I feel like you, I mean, you're still extremely young, and so are millennials, to be fair. I feel like you're doing way more about it earlier than, like, than my generation did. Which I still, like, I think is not an indictment of millennials, but, like, as a millennial, we were, like, when I was in high school, I was aware of climate change. Not great, but I wasn't like, oh, we gotta do something about it today. That was kind of the luxury I had of being a teenager, maybe in like 2003 or something. You know, we were like, let's recycle and like buy a fuel-efficient car, but like that's probably good enough. The reality that Gen Z's growing up with is obviously much different than that. Moreover, I mentioned this, the Isaac episode has to have gone live by now. This is hard, dude. But I remember so many times in high school, like in 2004, Canada made it legal for gay people to get married, and literally, at least amongst myself and my generational cohorts, there was a sense of like, we've done it, we've solved the last social issue. Okay, why I was getting hurt so badly there. I was walking through a poison cloud. That explains it. Literally, we would have like conversations that were like, now that we've solved all of society's problems, like, where do we go from here? Like, any millennial who tells you they never had a conversation like, I wonder what our kids will think we're bigoted for, is just lying to you. We thought we solved it all. We'd always say some stupid shit. Like, they would never say, like, what about, like, racism? They'd say, like, probably, like, cyborg rights. And you're, like, looking back, you're like, hey. I think we have larger societal things to work out than, like, you know, cyborg rights. Anyway. I'm not saying it's not gonna be an issue, I'm just... It's not on the list just yet. It's not at the top of the list anyway. But yeah, you're right. I did grow up in like a sheltered and like I don't know what the right word for it would be. I grew up in a small high school that was pretty just like to put it in gardening terms, it was like a monoculture. agriculture. It looked like an Arizona lawn. It was just grass. There were no flowers. There was no trees. Just uniform grass as far as the eye can see. So we were like, there's no problems like in the world. Or at least there's no problems in Canada, which is still the attitude I think a lot of Canadians have even today, including myself from time to time. But it's a bad habit worth weeding out for sure. Help me. Anyway, we should probably talk more about the game. No. I like the claws of evisceration. Can you just like... Oh, the light scares away the bats, dude. I think our gun kind of sucks. More damage against poisoned enemies. It's a good question. How are you going to address climate change when raising your child? I don't know. I mean, like, we're definitely... Kate and I are ahead of the curve. And I think, like, Vancouver in general is mostly ahead of the curve, but still probably behind where, like, the curve would have to be in order to really stave off most of the negative effects, or any of the negative effects. Like, we compost, and, you know, of course we recycle and... Help me, 1 second. This is a complicated conversation for where we're at right here. I don't know. I feel like that's one of the things I'm worried about the millennial legacy. Is that we will have to, like, tell our kids, hey, you know, we knew there was a problem, but we also had, like, other problems. So we kind of just left it up to you guys. But in our defense, the boomers are the ones who really screwed it up for everybody. Which, I don't know, there might be some validity to that regardless, but still. Oh, thank God we got the auto parry. But anyway, we'll worry about that when the child is born, I suppose. We got our own... We got other things to deal with first. We're going down. We're going down. Maybe we'll get her an electric Bugatti. Hey, wait, what? Oh, we died. Let's try again. What do you mean boomers made the problem? Millennials said not our fault and Gen Z's gonna fix it. We did our part. We watched the Al Gore movie. See, now I'm like, I gotta go to bat for the millennials. The millennials, as of right now, are still not in an institutionalized position where they can do anything. Because the boomers are still running everything. For now. Yeah, then Gen X gets like one go at it, and then the millennials might get 2 or 3. This might not be the best avenue to hash out all of society's problems on, though. Put me on gold so we can buy stats next upgrade. I like it. I'm glad you like it. Hey, here's my philosophy, okay? We do a lot of stuff with Focus Home Interactive and have for a long time. Presumably, they're aware of the kind of content we make and they're for it. I mean, we were here. Hey, we were here last week playing Hard Space Shipbreaker. We accidentally shot a melting nuclear reactor at the Earth, and they didn't have a problem with that, so I think we're okay. +2 base damage per 1,000 gold? I spend the gold as soon as I get it. You do have 1,000 gold? Yeah, but +2% damage. Come on. What about plus 20%? Now we're talking. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. I want it. I want it. Dan beat Ludo. Let's go. Finally, he's free from Ludo. I'm not gonna mention it too much more. But Dan, through his words and his deeds, now has me. Like a week ago, I would have been like, there's a 0% chance this guy's going on Big Brother. Now I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, intellectually, I'm like, I think he's not. That's interesting. But I think he's just trolling by acting in the way that you would act if you didn't want people to bring it up. Like, I think he's having fun with that. But I'm also like, man, I could totally see why people in the Big Brother house got bodied by Dan. He's got such an unwavering commitment. It's incredible. I think it's a bit, but I'll tell you, at this point, if Dan, like, on whenever it's announced, is like, yeah, I'm actually going back into the house, I would be like, I knew it. He made me explain my life story in 15 minutes, and I didn't even realize. That is why I like making him uncomfortable, though. When you get Dan on the back foot, I'm like, oh, that's beautiful. I was gonna say, like, I don't want to speculate, but I actually do want to speculate, or I wouldn't bring it up. But, like, my hunch is Dan would not take up to 3 or 4 months off from streaming, and also from being able to see his family, including his 2 young sons, to go back in. However, maybe there's a number that makes it so, like, everybody's okay with it. You know what I mean? Well, I hate this right here. I want to parry. Give me a chance to parry. He's done it. Now we do critical damage for 3 seconds. Now you're toasted. Now we're getting greed kills. I mean, I don't know how this works. But I'll tell you, seeing the love that Dan has in the Big Brother community, there's gotta be, like, some kind of offer for money up front, right? He's got other prospects. CBS will be lucky to have him. I didn't know that Dan was on Big Brother. I thought it was a joke. Dan is not only, like, on... Not only is he on Big Brother, he's, like... I don't know, possibly... I don't know if you would call him the undisputed #1 player, but he is in every list of best Big Brother players. He's somewhere between #1 and #3. Oh, I'll offer gold. He's like a first-team All-Star, first-ballot Hall of Famer Big Brother player. You know what? Let's go heavy gold strats here. This is a hypothetical. I have no idea. I mean, I'm just in on the speculation. I thought I could reach out to Dan and get a straight answer, but he won't give it to me. So I'm getting misted just like everybody else right now. I'm right there with the Big Brother subreddit, being like, "Hey, Dan tweeted an emoji today. That means he's going in." And then like I'll listen to his stream and I'll be like, "This guy's not going in. He's having too much fun." Then he'll tweet like, you know, an emoji of like a dollar bill, and I'm like, "He's going in. He's going in." Then we'll talk on Check the Wire, and I'm like, there's no amount of money that could get this guy to go back in. Then I'll read some kind of crackpot theory on the Big Brother subreddit, and I'm like, this person's making a lot of sense. He's going in, dude. Oh, we're a genius. Oh, we're a fool. Would you want him to go in? Hell yeah, dude! Are you kidding me? Watch one of my friends on a live reality show? That's like, isn't that everybody's, one of everybody's dreams? Is to know somebody on one of these shows? This is the same weapon. I mean, I'm not saying that's your biggest dream. I'm just saying, like, in general, you've never watched a show and been like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if I knew somebody that was on this? Come on. Not at all. So you're telling me if one of your best friends was on a television show, you would be like, it's roughly the same level of enjoyment as if it was 12 Strangers. That's what you're trying to say right now, Mr. Too Cool for School. Blurred vision. The mind is confused. Part of the map transforms into unknown rooms. I really thought it was actually going to make my vision blurry. When at the start of this I went, there's no curses that just make your vision blurry. That would have been very fitting. Fill your eyes with double vision, Fry Man. Oops. Now that was just a masterfully handled room. Go ahead. Oh no, you got parried. How embarrassing for you. Why not? We're free. Anyway, I'm not saying that I have any insight on whether or not he is going. All I'm saying is that over the past week, his demeanor, now that was great stuff, until I walked into the poison. His demeanor has taken me from 0% chance to like, maybe there's a chance. Dude, these poison rooms are devastating. You can't see the poison unless your torch is out. But yes, the Golden Goblet was not canceled this week due to television requirements. We just literally didn't know what to play. Or was it? Yeah, maybe I'm part of the ruse. Nope. I still think, if anybody watching this is from any content distribution network, and I'm not saying just Netflix. If you're watching this and you work for Quibi, I know you've been... Oh, let's get it. I know you've been going through some problems. If you got the capital to fund this idea, I'm listening. In fact, I'm doing more than listening. I'm talking. I still think with, like, the dream piece of content is somebody finances a show for Malf and I to just go around doing either basic jobs that we've never experienced before, a la Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie in The Simple Life, or a traveling eating show. I think it would be fantastic. I'm gonna level with you. We got a great community. We got great viewership. You're probably not gonna make your money back just on our viewership, but once the word got out and more people started watching it, I think they would be like, hey, I kind of like these guys, even though the bald one seems a little stupid. Oh, dude, I love that your fire weapon lights the brazier. I think it could be a C grade hit, not an S grade hit. You know, it's not going to be House of Cards season 1, but we could be like your Dark Tourist or something like that. We could be the Dark Tourist of Quibi. Hey. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, where is season 2 of Dark Tourist? Campinas. Anytime I see a raid that is letter space, I know that we've just been raided by Daniel. I have no idea what Campinas means, but I thank you for the raid regardless, and I heard you had an incredible victory in Ludo. It's a town in Brazil, of course I knew that. +3 Constitution? Sure. We don't care about mace damage. That's because it's where you're at Wednesday. Exactly. Appreciate where we're at Wednesday. Brazil must have had a PB today. Well, you know, if you have a PB and you're watching Dan, that's a PB and J. You get it? Because he likes saying J for some reason. See, that's the kind of joke you could be getting, Quibi. Jeffrey Katzenberg, if you're interested, I'm here. Oh, okay. Of course I want the gold. All y'all who've seen the Leprechaun say yeah. Are you kidding me? This is the first time in forever we're doing well on HP. I've just parried someone's vomit to get 2 seconds of guaranteed critical hits. Aye, how dare you. I parried you as well. I'm getting there, dude. That's a Frozen song? I know it's a Frozen song. Look, I don't think Frozen 1 is that great of a movie, but I think the songs in Frozen 1 are genuine bops. Look, like most people, I've heard Let It Go way too many times. But it's still, you can't deny that for like the set piece of a Disney musical, it's a great song. And then Love is an Open Door is a fantastic Disney song. For the First Time in Forever is really good. Kills increase movement speed for 5 seconds. I don't think I get that many kills with my B button, but... It's no Lion King? I don't know, like, I really feel like Frozen is kind of like the Lion King of the generation that's like 2 generations after me. No, I think we're better off with our shield here. That's the other thing millennials have to stop doing. Is, holding all of our childhood stuff up on a pedestal and then evaluating childhood stuff for the younger generation as 30-year-old adults with beards. We have to stop being like, well, I saw Aladdin when I was 6 and it changed my life. Then when I saw Moana, I thought it was just okay. That's because you're fucking 33 years old, dude. It's Dark Mysteries again. Okay, I've mastered defeating you. These are easy parries, too. If I can get the parry, we get a nice burst of bonus damage. Get out of here, Shichiman Warrior. Okay, didn't get the parry, but didn't get hit either. No sweat. There we go. Now we get a little bonus damage. And we did it again. Gone and done it again, y'all. Look at this. I'm excited for the Pokemon MOBA. You know what? Carry that energy with you. A Pokemon MOBA is not something that interested me. Oh my. However, I was kind of losing it. You know that I've had some philosophical differences with the Pokemon community in general, of which I'm not really a member, so like I'm not going to say how they should run things. However, when people were like, a Pokemon MOBA is not what I wanted, I was like, that makes perfect sense. It sounds like something that not that many people wanted to begin with. Then when I saw that the reason people were mostly mad is because of instead of a MOBA, they wanted a remake, I went, what? Really? Again, that's not the community where I hang my hat. I was just surprised. I feel like it's a sentiment I have not heard in many other communities. Go ahead. Dude, you're done. Like, I've mastered you. Okay, I mean, that was a really good shot. You can't defend against that. Good parry. Good parry spam. Remove the one that makes us not know what the other curses are. Although, to be fair, that curse does do nothing bad by itself. The Seeker's Mace. It's interesting. I think we can make it work. I was enjoying our existing weapon, don't get me wrong, but I think that's better. This is just strictly better, so for sure. I mean, I guess the way I would think about it is like, if, you know, let's be more fair to the Pokemon community. If there was a rumor that there was a Demon's Souls remake, and then at the PlayStation 5 reveal, they announced a Demon's Souls MOBA, I would probably be like, what? And then if somebody was like, oh, so you don't want them to try something new? You just want their, you just want to mine that nostalgia, huh? I'd be like, it's not really like that. It's more like I don't like MOBAs. I think that... That hurts. It's because we can't see where we're going on the map anymore, so we just got baited. The life essence of those who sully the sacred temples is not wasted. Urns no longer have gold, but are filled with blood. Blood heals but inflicts corruption. So maybe I'm being unfair. I mean, I think it would be a good resolution for me in general to... And I've gotten way better about this the older I've gotten. But I could still avoid wading in gaming issues that I do not understand more often. For sure. It's the... I tried to parry that. I don't even know if that would blow that thing up. Stop it. Stop it. But the thing is, like, when you talk for a long period of time, every day, it's hard. Because there's not that much going on upstairs for me. So, I didn't think you had it in you. I should have just swung. Yeah, that's a good way to describe it. I am a professional wader. I wade. That's what I do, Jerry. I wade. I'm not an expert in anything. I've just gotten my feet wet. I thought we got the parry off, to be quite frank with you. Okay, you are larger now, I think. Oh, what an incredible kill! Still doing okay on health? For now. Unless you mean in real life, in which case the answer is still yes, but I am, like, pretty hungry. A level 3 Scorpion Spear. Absolutely. Frank? He said Frank? Frank's a contestant on Big Brother. Dan going on Big Brother confirmed. Oh my god. I actually need it, but I'm still disappointed to see it. Are you gonna eat before the show? My basic routine is to not plan to eat, and then if my wife comes home with lunch for both of us, shove it into my face right into the microphone during the show. And I don't do it out of pleasure. There's two reasons why I do it. One is, usually I'm hungry on the show. And even if I eat before the show, by the third segment I'm hungry, which is just embarrassing but true. The other reason is, if you put delicious food in front of me, it's not lasting a long time. Like, you know how they have that study they do on kids, where they, like, put a bowl of jelly beans in front of them, and go like, hey, if you can go 10 minutes without eating a jelly bean, we'll give you the whole bowl. And then they leave the room and the kids eat the whole bowl of jelly beans. That's me, even though I'm an adult. I'll be like, you know, a whole bowl of jelly beans later, that sounds pretty sick. But on the other hand, one jelly bean now would make me happy now. Whereas a bowl of jelly beans later, I don't know. I can't think that far ahead. Who knows? Maybe by the time that long-distance event comes to pass, I will no longer have a taste for jelly beans. But what I do know for sure is I like them as we speak. Oh. Yeah, plus, who knows if we'll even be alive by the time that guy comes back into the room. This is not as good. He says as he judges other millennials. No, like, I get what you're going for there, and the joke was, like, this close to hitting. But, like, the reality is, what a millennial would say in response to this is not what I say, which is I'm trash. Instead, they would be like, I need some jelly beans. I deserved it. I'm taking a mental health break with these jelly beans because I've done too much adulting today. That's like... And then if somebody said, like, hey, jelly beans aren't good for you, they would go, oh, what, so we're never supposed... I'm sorry, Mr. Perfect, we're never supposed to do anything that's bad for us, even if we've had a hard day? I'll have you know, I looked at my online banking today. I think I deserve a jelly bean. I think I deserve some treats. I didn't realize you were perfect. Now, if you'll excuse me, it's Merlot o'clock. You can't kill me. You can hit me, but you can't kill me. I don't give you my permission. I say, millennials, you can't get mad. I'm one of you. That's how I know how to make it hurt. It hurts me too. I've been there. You try graduating into this job market. You'd have a clock that says it's wine o'clock too if you had to deal with the property market we inherited. He's a genius. Look at the damage. Help me! Save some energy. There we go. Hey! Hey! No, 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 no. I need more havens, dude. We got gold. We got gold. We can spend. I was glancing. Dude, we're gonna make the second boss. This will be a great time for a haven. Property tax here added another 800 bucks to my mortgage. So here's the thing. I feel for you. I had always assumed property tax was insanely expensive because anytime they talk about raising it here, it's like the most controversial issue in Vancouver politics. At least for a certain subset of people who predominantly live in Kitsilano, right on the ocean. We got our first bill for property tax, and it was like, here's how much it is. And I went, all right. I mean, that's expensive, but it makes sense when you look at the numbers. And then it was like, but just because. It was like, go online to see if you qualify for a grant to lower your property tax. And I was like, there's no way we're going to qualify for this. Literally, it was like, if you live in your house, we'll cut your property tax bill by like 30%. And I was like, oh, we qualify. It's just that easy. I will look at my wife's tweets once we get past the sponsored section. I'll dedicate some time to look at that. But it is true. It is our 8th-year anniversary of being a couple today. It's a meaningful anniversary, you know. 8 years is a long time. I need the blood from you, please. Not my wife. I need the blood from these crates, please. But that's I mean that's a big deal for sure. We've been married for just over 6 years. But together for close to a decade now. Okay, we have 119 health. Basically, if we get hit here, we lose. We could probably weather 2 hits. Is that a haven? No, that's a weapon. We're also going to get a curse when we go through the door. That hurts. Just get him. He's so close, please. Please! I feel like we should have been killed there. But we're not. Hitboxes. Oh my god, we lived. I shouldn't be alive. I hope that gets added onto what we already have. Nope. Oh, no. Maybe by going through the door, we will somehow get a curse. Oh no, we gotta go through one more. Oh, we can, okay. Maybe we'll get a curse that will give us full health with some kind of terrible cost associated with it. This is not it. This is the one that gives us, enemies spawn inside of other enemies. Real stealth hours start now. I've been spotted! Go ahead. Go ahead. Who's next? Another? My god. Not the bad. Not to the bad, dude. My god, the man can't be stopped. I like the shield, to be honest. I don't want to mess with it in our current situation. If only I played like this the whole time, we'd have a lot less to worry about. Oh, God. Oh, my God. We can probably run through one more short one. Please do type exclamation point curse in the chat, though, to get in on the action for yourself. One moment here. Let me see what my good friend Robert is suggesting here. Yeah, we are going to be doing an NLSS after this, by the way. All right, let's sneak in one short exploration. Let's get an early weapon. Please, no indie Borderlands. I have to tell you, there is one rule about docket criticism, which is you never get to say no more of this. You only get to say more of something. Or, instead of this, why not play this? That works. What does not work, and really just has a dampening effect overall, is I don't like that game. Instead, being like, I love other game is very helpful. Please, more games that are not indie Borderlands. By the way, Curse of the Dead Gods is not indie Borderlands. They're talking about Gunfire Reborn. My god, the man has mastered the parry. Not that one, but in general. We're going heavy sword and/or board. Beautiful, beautiful. It was not bad. Removes 1 corruption for each enemy killed. I'll give it a try. I'll give you some blood for this. I'm begging for more of any game. More of any game. I can fulfill that promise. Man, they love giving me dark mysteries today. That's alright. Dark Mysteries is your first curse is kind of incredible. Look at that. What if you just never took a side path and just ran straight for the end every single time? Probably a bad long-term strategy, but possibly a decent short-term strategy. Did you finish Dark? I finished up to what... Well, the answer is yes. I don't know why I'm being pedantic. I don't know, maybe you're asking if I got a screener for Season 2 or Season 3. The answer is no, if that's what you're asking, even though I know it's not. So yes, I've seen all of Dark that's available. Season 3 starts like on Monday? Oh yeah. On Friday or Saturday. Yo. That is sick. I like Greed Kill removes corruption. That seems good to me. Item? Item? No item? Did you like it? I liked it a lot. I've said it before, but I still think that Season 1 was better. But I think it's kind of like, for most shows, I think that if they involve mystery, they have an unfair advantage at the start. So I don't think they screwed it up in Season 2. However, I think Season 1, where they build the mystery, is a little bit more compelling. And in Season 2, honestly, part of the reason that I felt like it was not as good is because they start to actually solve the mysteries, and some of them are solved in a way that I don't necessarily like, but it wouldn't have been my favorite choice. However, if they just constantly built out the mystery over and over and over and over and over again, the show could not conceivably resolve in any meaningful or satisfying way. So I recognize it in all likelihood as the cost of doing business with a show like that. What the? Hello. We have a huge spider. The biggest spider of all time. Okay, Kate needs help. One moment. Ruka? Oh my god. Dude. Let's go help her. Hurry, get her. Oh my god, I've never seen a spider like this in my life. Where is it? Right here. That's a large spider. Oh yeah. Don't flush it, you're gonna plug it. Just make sure you kill it. It's gotta be dead. As soon as I entered, right in front of my eyeballs. She did see a huge spider. I have killed it. Where did it come from? I don't like to kill spiders, but I do value my wife's comfort and happiness above my own pro-spider agenda, I'm sorry to say. I mean, I would pick up the spider and take it outside. But when my wife says kill it, and I want to maintain her respect, I will kill it. You know you gotta keep the MFing thing on you. Exactly. Whoa! Alright, that's pretty good. Trinkets and baubles. Paid for in blood. Yeah, I don't like having a bow. I feel like my bows have historically been pretty bad. Yeah, our cat has no hunting influence at all. Tomo doesn't even know that there's prey present. He makes no effort at all, which is fine. Tomo's kind of like, he's a sweet boy. He's like an artist. Ruka's like kind of a hunter, but he, like, looks at the thing, but he doesn't actually... Like, he'll pounce a couple of times, but he doesn't actually finish the job. Yo, 2 relics. How come your mom lets you have 2 relics? I had a ragdoll cat growing up. I can confirm they usually don't care about critters. That's my experience for sure. Let's go. Tomo could not care less. But he's a free spirit. It's not like Tomo talks a big game, and then when there's actually, like, prey, he's like, oh, I'm scared. It's more like... Tomo he's just a good boy. He's just a sensitive child. That makes sense. That makes sense. Question mark, question mark, question mark. Hey. Okay, you gotta go. Yo, why does it sound like he says, bruh? It's only on the second swing he hits you with the bruh button. I like a shield that has spikes on it. It's doing wonders for us right now. We're free. He's done it. Wasn't even spamming either. Wink, wink. Sure, why not? Oh, it's meaty. Let's go all the way. Restores 75% of max health when a curse is lifted. Not really that relevant on a run that's only going for like 4 more floors, but still. Do you love it or do you list it? That's an item that I'll be honest with you, I love. I love that one. You guys ever watch that show? I'm of the opinion, sponsors, don't muzzle me. I'm of the opinion that love it or list it is bullshit. I think that the vast majority of people on Love It or List It are exclusively going on the show to get free renovations or like subsidized renovations on their existing home. And they're putting that man, the real estate agent, through the ringer, giving him an impossible list of stuff. I want it to be cheap, but also right in the middle of downtown. I want it to have a rooftop deck, but also be underground. And he's like, I can't find it. And they're like, you really got to do better. And then at the end, they go back to their existing house. And the designer lady is like, I took your money and I made your house look nicer. And then they go, wow, this looks nice. And then the guy's like, are you going to love it or list it? And they're like, guess what? We're going to love it. Of course you're going to love it. Everybody knew you were going to love it. It's no surprise. Yeah, Love It or Listed. I think the default Love It or Listed started in Vancouver. Either that or there is a Love It or Listed Vancouver. Every episode I've seen, i.e. 2, they actually listed. You have no idea that you have witnessed, like you have the most accidental, biased impression of Love It or Listed. I would say they probably love 80% of the time. Whoops, 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 whoops. Yes. Also, the Vancouver episodes just make me mad, too. We don't need to get into it too much. But the people live in a house. They're like, It's a middle-class family with normal blue-collar jobs. Their house is worth $2.5 million. We need $500 to install a fire alarm so it's up to code. And they're like, we can't afford that. I'm like, what do you mean you can't afford that? You live in a $2 million house. What are you doing? Open it up. Stop it. I'm trying it one more time. It's gonna get me, dude. Check this out. I'm gonna parry it. This thing is like, it hurts you, but it gives you a chance to get something amazing out of it, right? I think I parried it, dude. Yo, +1. All stats upgrade. Sure. No. No, 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 no. Redeem. So not worth it. +1 to everything, dude. You just parry to open it. Have you lost it all? Nothing lasts forever. Okay, I think our previous strategy was a little bit better. Oh, we should use our B buff. It does extra damage to elites and bosses. Also creates some distance, which is actually quite nice. Oh, I love getting that energy back. Just get closer. 2 hits is good enough. Okay. I feel confident that this time we played Curse of the Dead Gods, we actually got a lot better. Even though that was horrible. I felt like we were having a much more improved performance. And we actually killed some bosses. That's something I can hang my hat on. I feel bad that we are bad at such a good game, but at the same time, there's lots to learn. There's lots to learn. Who would have thought I'd been better at the extraterrestrial spaceship salvage game than at the roguelike? Not me. Go ahead. I'm not scared. We got a lot of HP. We've done it. Counter argument, pot play. Doesn't really matter if we purge anything. But we did it. Progress 100%. Oh, baby. Oh. Anyway, I will be joining up with Rob for the NLSS starting now, but I would be remiss if I didn't thank Focus Home Interactive and Curse of the Dead Gods for giving me this spot today to check out the new update to the game. The game, you can find it on Steam with an exclamation point curse in the chat, or if you're watching on YouTube, right at the top of the video description. I do want to check on something because somebody said that is on sale. It is on sale. It's 20% off. $20 Canadian down to $16 Canadian. In American dollars, you can do the math. For now, thanks for watching. We're going to pivot over to